motherfuckers! Welcome back to the Bears and Deers podcast. As always, the guillotine with his headphones on. Rambo, the Tower of Power. But tonight we have a very special guest. Mrs. John Wick of Whitetail. The huntress herself. I only called her the huntress because I know she hates it.
I hate that word.
Brandy Dvorak.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you doing
super
tonight?
excited. Good.
How's Rifle been treating you?
Not good.
No?
No.
Me, same?
No, not
Same?
at all. I struggle with rifle. It's definitely, I don't do well during rifle season. I've
Really? You think it's just the time of year?
I think it's just me.
That works too.
I do. Kevin gets the good stands too.
Ah.
He's in the background rolling his eyes.
It's not a good color on
I know. No, honestly, I think it's just me. I had 2 opportunities to shoot very nice bucks, and the one I shot at, tracked him for, God, I don't even know, 300 yards, good blood, stopped.
Yeah.
Hit the creek, stopped.
You guys
So-
told me about that. It was a nice big buck. And didn't you both shoot it?
That was another one. Yeah. So,
Put 2 rounds in him. Jeez.
no, these were both mine. The first one, I knew I didn't hit him. It was one of those. Yeah, it's really not a great shot, but hey, I might have an opportunity to take it, so I did. And he didn't even act hit. He didn't jump or anything. So the second one, I knew I hit him, and I found blood and lost him.
That
So,
sucks. We all know that all too well.
Yeah. So
That's all part of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I shot over a doe. I don't know. I don't think we talked about that. That was after the
Sunday.
last podcast. Yeah, I shot over a doe. It was definitely a miss. I seen the dirt kick up, and I went over to check for blood anyway, but nothing.
Yeah, Terry was there, and he thought you stole his truck because they sound the same.
Yeah.
He was like, I heard my truck start up, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then he seen you out in the field. And we're back.
Yeah. Sorry.
Audio issues. Thank God for those headphones.
Hey, pretty sick. I feel like a moron. With them on.
You look like one.
Yeah. So I don't even remember where I left off, but I missed a doe.
Yeah, that's where you left off.
It is what it is.
Someone thought their truck was getting stolen.
Terry thought you were stealing his truck.
We've got the same truck, same year, and I parked right behind him.
Yeah.
And when I shot at that doe, I was probably like 10 minutes before sundown. So I walked over, got my truck rolled, and I drove over to where I thought the doe would be, or where the blood might be. I didn't see nothing, and I rolled, but yeah.
That's what Terry, yeah, he was like, I walked out in the field, and I seen him just leaving. I was like, oh, thank God.
He thought it was his truck.
Yeah. I mean, do you blame him?
No, it's the same fucking truck. We both have dual exhaust. Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, rifle season, I don't know about rifle season or this season, just with all the leaves off the trees, deer have just been scarce, son.
It's been tough.
Yeah.
Runsky?
Not what I need.
Have you been rifle or you were bow?
I went bow tonight, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, you guys both went bow. Yeah, I took Wyatt out tonight. Took the little man out. We Kevin hooked us up over on one of his new spots, and where he's got corn, he's got deer hitting it. But we went in a blind because Wyatt was using my 223, the Clap Master. That thing is bad. I love that gun, but it's a good round for him because it's got like almost no kick.
Yeah.
So, but he set us up there in a blind, and I think the blind was a lot to do with it. I think deer are real apprehensive about a blind when you first put it out.
You change the environment.
Yeah.
And something new.
They're so used to seeing the same thing, and then they see this giant box, even though it's got camo on it. They're still like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the one year the bottom of my feeder came off and it was broken, and I replaced it with a new one, and that changed. There was no deer there for like 2 weeks because it was different. I went from a plate to the one that has like the 3 holes that they feed out of, and
Really?
they wanted nothing to do with it. You change the environment. It's different.
Wow. That's such a small change, too.
Yeah, they wouldn't touch it.
But if they're hitting it day after day after day after day after day,
They're used to that.
They're used to seeing the same shit.
Yeah. And then they see a giant blind in the corner, and they're like, oh, hell no. Yeah. So.
Have you checked the camera at the feeder?
No.
No.
I'm going to tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. And tomorrow morning I'm going there. I'm going to check that camera. I'm going to grab one of my cell cams and go over to Kevin's, and we're gonna set that blind up in a permanent spot, brush it in real good, and put a boatload of corn out. That way Wyatt can hopefully get him his first deer this weekend.
Yeah, we'll get him on a deer. There's
Yeah.
plenty in there. I mean, that we've definitely
I think
seen.
Friday night is what I'm thinking. Kevin gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
So Friday night I'm going to take Wyatt over there.
We
Fingers.
used that blind last year, and it did take a while before they started to really, because we had moved into the house in July, so we set it up in September, and it took a while before they were comfortable with it, and we killed a couple deer out of there. And
Yeah. I'm hoping a week will be
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
I think
give
a
'em
week
some
with
time.
corn, that'll
Corn,
do it.
brush it in.
Yeah.
Good.
Hell yeah.
And you took Hanny too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
She's 4 for the people who are listening, and she did good. She was quiet, but she moves a lot. She can't sit still. I was the same way when I was a kid, and so I get it. You know, it is what it is. And that may have been a factor too, and why we didn't see anything. So I'm pretty sure I seen 2 whitetails run off, but that is what it is. When you're hunting with the kids, it's you're just
hard.
trying to have fun.
She's watching Coco Melon on her iPad.
Yeah.
Turns the volume on.
Yeah. pretty much.
Got her headphones in. They're not plugged in. It's just blaring.
She was a trooper walking back there, though. She walked with me, and I was carrying the sled, and she did good, man. She didn't complain, and it's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah.
I picked her up a couple times because it gets a little, briars and
stickers.
stickers, but yeah, she did good. She was a trooper.
She wanted to go too, so that's why I was like, all right, I'll take it. And I was like, it's gonna be boring. Just a warning. My cousin, he's actually my uncle. We're pretty close in age. My cousin Kevin, he took his daughter deer hunting just a couple weeks ago, and a deer came out, and she yells, "Daddy, a deer!" The fucking thing takes off.
Jeez.
That's just kid. Hunting with
Yeah.
kids is brutal. It ain't hard enough.
Right.
Add that in, it's gonna be real tough.
Yeah.
So, Brandy,
Yes.
I got a list of questions I like to ask
Okay.
for our guests first time they have on. I'm gonna rattle these things off. You answer them quick. You answer them
Okay.
slow.
All
However
right.
you want.
All right.
All right. If you could hunt one day out of the year, what day would it be?
I love opening day. Like,
Hey.
it's just, there's so much anticipation to it, you know what I mean? The corn and the cameras, we usually start in June, so it's just opening day to me is it.
Yeah.
Like, it's my favorite.
That's a good fucking answer. We haven't gotten that answer before.
Yeah, Tommy.
Really?
Tommy
Tommy
McAndrews.
gave that answer?
Yeah. I'm torn. Like, for me personally, it's like November 7th or opening day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
opening day is a really.
I think it's just the excitement of it. You're finally in the stand again, and you're ready to go, and all the time and effort, and I love it.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, I agree. And you almost know you're gonna see deer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For broadheads,
Mm-hmm.
now you shoot a crossbow. What kind of crossbow you shoot?
I shoot.
We won't bust you too hard
No,
for that.
a Horton RDX. It's made by 10 Point.
Oh, okay. You like it?
I do. I want a Raven, but
You like Kevin's better?
I like Kevin's better. It's just the crank on it. Mine looks like it's held with 2 pieces of dental floss. His is so nice. You know what I mean? You can cock it, you can uncock it. It's not. I have to shoot mine every time, and the Raven is just nicer. But I mean, I like it. I had a Barnett to start with, and I was happy to get rid of that thing. So, but I
Yeah.
like this. It's reverse limb. It's not too heavy.
Oh,
I like it.
reverse limb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotta love when, what was it?
Yeah, we got the whole thing. The crossbow, I bought 2 boxes of the lighted bolts and everything. They had everything 50% off, so
Damn.
I got a good price on it.
Wow. I actually just sold mine.
I wish Hoyt would do a 50% off deal.
Yeah. If they did a 50% off deal, I'd buy a carbon bow.
Well, their new bows are coming out next Wednesday.
Oh God.
I'm hoping it's not cool.
I'm hoping it's not cool. Fuck. I'm already looking at that V3X for Matthews. Like shit.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
That thing's badass.
But dude, Hoyt better bring the fucking heat, son.
Yeah, because Matthews, they did this year. They brought the heat. That's
Another
a nice bow.
Another bow company came out with that.
SAS.
Yeah, system. I think it was Prime, maybe. I'm probably way off.
Was it Prime? I'm pretty sure I looked at Prime's new bow, or maybe I looked at Elite's. Which Prime and Elite, both of them, I checked out. I think, and they're really nice. They got new stuff. One of them has a new system where the cables like roll under the string, so that it's not like misaligned in your cam. It's weird. It goes like this when you draw. It's theoretically it's more accurate. But I think the V3X is the coolest one I've seen out yet.
Well, we'll see what Hoyt brings out this coming week.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's a terrible thing to think, that I would really like to get like a 33-inch bow, like just to have for like.
Oh my god!
But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
For what? For what? What's the
For target, for like the tack and shit,
Yeah.
like, or even a target bow. But it's I can't do it.
No,
I'm not doing it.
don't do it.
It's too much. Like,
Do it.
I spend enough on this hobby. I know you guys know what I mean.
Oh yeah. We work to hunt. I mean, there's so much money that's poured into hunting, and just stands and cameras and corn. Jesus, the amount of money we spend on corn.
You guys spare no expense on corn.
No, corn is wow.
Hell yeah.
We're like, we can't eat ourselves. The deer
Sorry,
eating great.
kids, you got to starve this week. The deer need corn.
Hey kid, Mom, what's for dinner? Corn.
What's Kevin's line? Jacking off the dog to feed the cat.
Yes.
I've been using that like every chance I get. By the way, Kevin.
Yeah.
Just
And-
completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
No meaning.
Just bring it in.
Yeah.
Waitress messes up your order at the restaurant. You're like,
Thanksgiving, you bought 1,250 pounds. We can actually, I'm picking you up a little bit on here. Either that or I'm hearing you. But
That's a lot of corn.
all right, Brandy, blinds or stands? Which would you
Stands.
prefer? Stands. Yeah. What kind of stands you guys use?
We use the Big Hawk Denali's, the
Okay.
one and a half man. So
What about the moon? Does that matter to you?
yeah, absolutely.
What do you like
Really?
to see?
I hate it. I hate when it's a full moon. I really think that's why I didn't do well during muzzleloader. Muzzleloader tends to be my season. That tends to be when I do the best, and I didn't see shit this year.
Really?
Like it was full moon. I didn't see anything. It was just I think they're feeding all night. They don't need to move.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it affects it.
Do you think any like Kevin looks like Tony Montana when he puts the fucking hat on?
Jesus.
So, do you think like any other phase of moon is like good for deer movement? Like, do you like to see a certain phase for improvement in deer movement, or is it just you don't like a full moon?
I just don't like a full moon. I haven't paid that much attention really to any other phases to really say like, oh, I like this or I don't like this. But a full moon, like to me, I'll still go out, of course, but I'm like, this is gonna suck. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna see shit. But
Now you rifle hunt too, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I guess I know that. What kind of round do you like to shoot? What's your favorite rifle?
I'm shooting the Savage Axis 6.5 Creedmoor.
that's what I have. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Good
How do
shit.
you
But
like it?
I love that thing. I was shooting his 7mm and that thing kicked like a
Jesus
mule.
Christ.
I can't with him. I swear to God. But I bought the youth model because it's a shorter stock.
There's
so
a
it's-
youth 7mm.
No. This in
I
the
was about
6.5.
to say,
No.
what the fuck?
I was shooting his 7, and then last year we bought the 6.5 Creedmoor, and I bought the youth, and it's just so much easier. It's just not as long. It's easier for me to hold, and I love that thing.
I always say
It's my
a
favorite.
rifle's like a woman. It's all in how you hold her.
It is.
Mornings or evenings?
Evenings. I love a
yeah.
morning hunt, like just for the fact that it's shorter. Sometimes it's like sitting in that stand for 4 hours sucks. But,
Oh yeah.
But evenings. I don't even know that I've ever killed anything in the morning.
No. Oh, okay. Now, do you hunt mornings in earlier season or late season, or just the
All
rut?
of them.
Oh, so you hit them all year long.
Yeah.
Now, are you paying special attention to your axis when you do that?
Not really.
No, because you guys are running in with a gator.
Well, yes, up to a certain point, and then I walk in. Like,
Right.
and I'll park the gator to where it's not even in like their line of sight to where they're traveling through, especially at Belvedere. I'll park it around the corner and then I'll walk in.
Gotcha.
The
Last
first-
little clip of it, because I
Yeah.
feel like a gator's a good way to kind of get in, because the deer are gonna spook, but they're not worried about a human. They're more
Yeah.
worried about.
Yeah, I wouldn't run it all the way to the stand. No, we walk to everything. You know what I mean? We have a good bit of ways that we walk. So
Now, where do you guys usually like to set up? I mean, are you setting up on the timber, or in the timber,
In the
or
timber.
on the field edge? In the timber.
Yeah, we have one stand that's on a field edge, which we hunted together. I refer to it as Compton, because that's what it fucking sounds like when he's over there. So, but
Shots fired.
that's the first time we've ever like hunted together. I sat in the blind with him one time, but I wasn't hunting. I was just there with him. But this was the first time we both like had a gun ready to go. We tried. We failed miserably.
That
but,
sucks.
But I mean, we thought the deer was about 150 yards, and then when we went back the next day, it was more like 240.
Jeez.
So it was a ways, but
Yeah.
we gave her hell. But yeah,
That 6.5 shoots so flat though. You probably did. You did hit it, right?
there was blood. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that he probably hit it over me hitting it because I just don't think my gun will reach that far. So
It will, but they're just not sighted in it.
no, we're not sighted in for
Yeah,
that. We
six-
sighted in at
yeah,
5,
that's six-
at 50.
Yeah,
and-
that 6.5 is gonna reach out and touch. That's a fast round. Did a
Yeah.
lot of research on that round.
yeah,
Yeah, they're supposed to fly real flat.
yeah.
Flat
But
and
it's
fast.
definitely-
I don't know how much of a difference it is, but I bet if you sighted in at 50, 100 isn't going to be too far off.
No. Yeah, 100's
What,
fine. Anything over that is going to be.
What
that's-
round you use through it?
The Hornady.
That's what I have too. The ballistic tip.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
are they, 129?
That's what I had. I had in 223 tonight. The Hornady ballistic tip.
They're the shit,
They're
dude.
they look expensive. You look at
They
them
are,
around.
but
They
no.
look
I'm
fancy.
telling you, if you dive in and do your research, man, yeah, that's the shit.
That's the one to go with.
That's the one to go with.
Pick up the cheapest box on the shelf, bruh.
It's
No.
right now. It's whatever the hell you can find.
Yeah, that's
It's,
true.
you know what I mean. We bought what American something last year because you couldn't find anything,
Yeah.
and we were literally taking turns going into Cameron's because you could buy one box. So
Yeah.
he went in and bought a box. I went in and bought a box.
Yeah, but
It
that
was
tip.
Goes back out, puts a mustache on.
right.
Yeah, but
It's like, ma'am, you got. Oh, sorry.
I wasn't in here before.
But
My name is.
the tips of those Hornadies, they have that patented. No other ammunition manufacturer can use that tip. It holds up to heat, so it doesn't collapse. It's a more accurate, flatter round. It's a good round. I'm an
See,
ammunition
I
nerd.
don't know. Like I don't know enough to say like, oh, I can tell a difference in the way this ammo shoots over another ammo. You know.
You're not gonna. You're talking about
I'm not.
tests that are conducted
I
at
don't.
1,000 yards. You're not
I
gonna.
don't know enough about
So
it.
yeah,
know what I
you
mean? I
can't.
haven't-
You can't go wrong, but it's
Right.
nice knowing you
Yeah.
got the shit.
Right.
So, how many deer you shot this year?
3.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all with a crossbow.
All with the bow? All does or?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So you guys are, you're pretty good on meat, huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of overflowing at this point. I literally couldn't fit a piece of paper in our freezers right now. Like
Wow.
it was bad enough that at one point I was into the freezer inside the house, like into our main freezer, and yeah, it's bad.
Now, you guys are big with bait. And do you guys ever use anything other than corn?
No.
No. I mean, corn just seems to work so well. And
Well, yeah, we use the rack rocks.
oh, do you?
Yeah, and that was my one stand before we got kicked off of Winch Road. They were loving that rock. I mean, it was they were coming in there and not even touching the corn and just going straight to the rock. So
Really? The rack rocks. They were liking that over the corn. Wow.
yeah, because it was right in the rows with the corn, and they would skip right over the corn and go straight to it.
That's interesting
Especially the bucks. They were way more interested in that rock.
because
Now, is it a giant rock?
It's kind of, I mean,
It's a rock, though.
it's like a salt,
Like a
salt
salt lick.
lick. Yeah.
Okay.
so those deer they need those minerals. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would make sense why the bucks would prefer it. I wonder how different a buck's diet is as a whole compared to a doe's.
Yeah. I mean, I saw does on it, I saw fawns on it, but the bucks definitely paid way more attention to it than the
Well,
corn.
sign me up buying one
right?
of them.
Yeah, and I wonder if the time of the season has something to do if they go mineral over the corn.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah.
hitting. Bucks are definitely hitting minerals more in like
Early season.
April, May.
Yeah. Yeah, if you put that thing out in the summer, I bet they're going to tear it to smithereens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be eating the dirt trying to
Yeah.
get the minerals.
So, I went down to Sitka country again.
Yeah, you scoundrel.
Oh, you guys had to work. Well, I'm not inviting you.
I wasn't gonna go with it
Yeah.
anyway.
It was a Friday, and I was talking to Ryan, and it was all his idea. I didn't want to go, really. He talked me into going. I'm just kidding. He just I know he's
You had to twist
listening.
your arm.
He's gonna be like that lying motherfucker.
You just show up, you kick his door, and hey, I'm here.
I'm here, ready to go.
I was like, dude, I'd really love to get down there and try a rifle. And I realized after I got down there of how futile it is. I mean, we went to a new spot, and your visibility is like nil. I think in the morning I could have maybe shot 50 yards. In the evening where I sat, under 40.
So you might as well just take your bow.
It's like, why even take the rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah. And another reason why it's just so fucking hard to hunt those things. I see nothing in the morning, heard a bugle, which was cool because I didn't even know if they bugled outside of the rut, but they do. Heard several bugles, not nearly as many as we did during the rut. And then in the evening, I had one under my stand and super dark, and I tried to like move to see it, and I couldn't, and I hit my headlamp on. And just trying to see it.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to shoot it, but I just wanted to at least see the damn thing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it, but it took off. And I was trying to look for it. I couldn't even see it. So I don't even know if it was a stag or a hind, but it was miserable. Then on the way out,
It's miserable.
Miserable. It
That
We
was
seek
a great
hunting,
time.
man.
It was miserable.
oh, I love it. It's it's that kind of fun that is while you're doing it, it can be kind of,
It's a love-hate.
yeah, like while you're doing it, I don't want to say miserable, but it's like, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like the hike in there and the hike out, oh my God, we made the poor decision of going through the frag because we were like, if we just cut through the frag, it's a way shorter hike. It was a couple hundred yards through the frag, or we could do like, I don't know, go around it and it's like a half mile. It wasn't that far of a hike, but we figured, all right, we can do like 200 through the frag or like 600 around it. We're like, let's just cut through the frag. It's pitch black.
Did you learn nothing from our story?
Yeah.
That
Did
was
you
a-
learn nothing?
We sank up to
We
our
almost
Adam's
died
apples.
10 times walking through frag. You learned nothing.
No, I'll never do it again.
I sank up to my fucking Adam's apple.
Yeah.
I sunk up to my waist. He was barely, I mean, it was up to his neck. And you guys are just like, we're going to walk through frag in the dark. Don't do that.
Terrible.
Promise me you'll never do that again.
Promise
Life
me.
lessons.
Yeah, frag, stay the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's why they're in it.
Yeah.
I'll never do that again. I learned my lesson.
I think it's crazy how they're able to navigate it, though. I mean, they got little tiny hooves.
Their feet are probably fucking designed for that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
you'd think they just fall. I mean, how many sick deer a year do you think just fall in and just sink and
All right,
die?
I got an example. If we walked around on all fours and I could feel it with my front leg
That's true.
or my front or my hand, they're walking. They got 4 fucking legs. They can fucking feel the dip. They
Yeah.
can pull the fuck out. They're freaks.
Yeah. These animals, they're so hard to hunt.
I don't think they exist.
No, they're not real. You're fucking.
mythical.
There's these fucking hillbillies down there and fucking. They're just blowing fucking bugle calls. There's none down there.
There's just some dude out in the
Yeah,
out
there's some
there
guy
just
out there
bugling all day.
just hammering a fucking bugle call, suckering you to go down on a Friday.
He's like,
He
"I'm gonna
fucking
get
loves
him."
it. Too.
He's got a
He's
fifth
like,
of scotch and a bugle call. He's like, these fucking city boys don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's like the troll under the bridge.
Yeah, they're
Just
not
out
real.
there.
They don't exist.
Bugling.
Convinced.
And like all of them you see online that are killed on private land over bait.
Yeah.
Like you'll every once in a while you'll see a public land one, but I think I'd have to imagine. Now I don't have the experience, but they have to be in the top 5 hardest things to hunt on public land. They have to be.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what's much harder. I mean, you got goats, like some of the mountain goats and shit that are brutal to hunt, but like, dude, those things are fucking elusive. They're so nocturnal. They're not crepuscular. They're nocturnal.
But even the goats, like, you can glass them.
Yeah.
Like,
These
you can
things
at
you're
least
lucky.
see the fucking
You're lucky to
things.
see them.
Yeah.
And then if you see them, it's such low light. Like you better be a damn good shot.
You're hooked.
I am, dude. I got that
Are you
swamp mud in
obsessed?
my veins, dude. I'm fucked. I am fucked. What are you
See,
gonna
and
do?
you were worried about that too.
I was,
You
and
were worried about becoming more obsessed with something over whitetail.
I was worried about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
But we didn't see anything, so. Yeah.
We heard shit like 5 miles away, but
yeah.
that was just some guy.
Yeah,
I'm glad that I enjoy it as much as I do though,
Right.
because it's cool to do. But I should probably stop driving down there on a whim. I'm going to, and I need to plan these out because like for these things, one day is just
You
like,
need more time.
especially on a property that you haven't hunted before.
Right.
Unless you get lucky. I mean, I'm not saying you can't just get lucky, but the odds of you going down there, not scouting a property, going in and killing one are almost none.
Yeah.
It's almost zero.
How many miles does White Lightning have on her?
217,000.
Jesus.
I don't have that.
Wait.
That truck has never left me stranded. I take care of it.
Imagine if it did leave you stranded down in fucking Cambridge. You're calling me.
I'd call Ryan. He'd come get me. He'd come in that Prius of his.
He'll flat tow you in the Prius.
It'd cost him like 30 cents to get to me.
Front tire fire, baby.
Yeah, but I'm next time I go, I'm gonna do the 3 days at the end of this month, and that is coincidentally muzzleloader. But honestly, I don't think I'm even gonna take it. I don't see much of a point. unless I take the scope off. Then it could be better than a bow, but
Take one of mine.
yeah.
I got 2 of
How
them.
far were you from your honey hole spot down there?
Where you
Very
shot?
far, because Blackwater can't, you can't hunt there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know how much I really want to say where I was at. 'Cause
Yeah.
Don't share your
God,
secrets.
you just parked on the side of the road and walked in.
no, it was perfectly legal, but I don't want this spot blown up because this is like
It's a
top
secret.
Yeah,
I mean, we got a lot of hits on our Sika.
yeah, a lot of people are into it, and I understand why you don't want pressure because there's so much pressure. I don't want to add any.
I feel like the locals are really starting to hate the out of towners.
Yeah, and there was a guy down there that I told about the podcast, and he was not. I understand it now. I didn't know then, but he was like, "Oh, great."
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
Good point.
He was like, "Fucking great." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you're gonna be
More
talking about this,
attention.
aren't you,
Yeah.
motherfucker? Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, they can't, dude. I'll leave it alone.
All right, so here's my question for you guys. If you could go anywhere and hunt anything, exotic, regardless of cost, what would it be?
Iowa.
God damn it!
Iowa for whitetail.
Yeah.
What? I'd probably say I'd go to like New Mexico for elk.
Wow.
See, I'm from Utah, so I'd go home for an elk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, whitetail is just in my veins, son.
Shut
I
up.
can't get it.
I take
God.
I take that back because my parents live in Missouri and I've witnessed these fucking big ass
There's
fucking
huge deer in
monsters in
Missouri.
Missouri. I'd pick
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Would you? You go home, huh?
Yeah, I'd go home and fucking smoke a just monster whitetail buck because they are fucking freaks out there.
Yeah.
I can respect that. I feel like I'm more of just like, not to say that you guys aren't, but I'm more of just a bow hunter in its pure sense. As I feel like, John, you're more of a whitetail hunter.
Dude, it's in my blood.
Yeah.
I can't get it out.
Oh, I fucking love them too. Don't get me wrong, but I want to hunt other stuff too. Like you almost don't want to.
I'm scared. I'm scared to fall in love with something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. It can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I have 2 loves.
I just think it'd be so cool going to the heartland of our country, where these beasts roam.
Just stroking
And
a
just
monster.
stroking one.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Elk is number 2.
Yeah,
It's a close number 2.
That bugle to me though is like, as a kid, my dad would take us up to the mountains to hear the elk's bugle, and it's just that sound, like it just gets me.
So you've heard it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We went every year as a kid. I mean, it's I've been with my dad hunting. I've been with him hunting mountain lion. I've been with him hunting
Ooh,
bear.
yeah, your old man's
Mountain
got
lion
some
is
balls.
insane. Yeah. I mean,
What's that like?
it's terrible. So the bear was the worst experience for me because it was my dad. He's got his hunting dogs. My uncles. My cousin is the one that has the tag, because you have to of course draw out for them. And I'm like, I don't know, like 13. Didn't want to fucking be there at all. I had zero interest in it. And I'm like walking around and my dad is screaming at me and I'm not realizing why the fuck he's screaming. And I look up and this fucking bear jumps over my head out of the tree.
Good
I about
lord.
shit my pants. So yeah, it was definitely not. Of course, then I'm crying because I don't want to fucking be there, and this bear just scared the
I'd
shit
be
out
crying
of
because I
me.
almost died.
And, but it's,
He's screaming at you.
but we hunt with hound dogs, and it's just, I remember always having at least 5 or 6 hound dogs out.
And that was going to be my next question. So mountain lion, I know they do a lot of, they utilize dogs heavily.
Oh yeah.
When they mountain lion
have,
hunt.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
A lot of the times they just run them up,
it's
right?
just- They run them up the
Yeah.
tree. They tree them. You shoot them. I mean, it's
How
just.
I feel about that.
It's a tool. It's
It
just,
is.
it's no different
It
than using a
is.
bow or anything else. I think
But
it's,
hunting out there's so much land. It's not like hunting here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They don't use tree stands. They're not in blinds. You're walking. It's, you know what I mean? You've usually got somebody that's pushing them towards you, walking a different area to push them
it's
towards
almost like a
you, and
drive.
It is. Yeah, but I mean, shit, we had a fucking pet raccoon when I was a kid, like, because
Holy shit.
you would train your dogs with raccoon. Like, you know what I mean?
fuck,
It's-
Frodo
I mean,
wants
the
to-
dogs had freaking tracking collars on them because you're in such a huge
That's awesome. I
area
think that's
that-
cool as shit. Frodo wants to run me a mountain lion up a tree. I'll smoke it.
Right. I mean, and we had a mountain lion on the wall. We had a bear on the wall. There's elk, deer. I mean,
So you grew up around hunting.
oh yeah, my entire life.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
like when you were 8, you got a BB gun for Christmas, whether you fucking wanted one or not.
Yeah,
like that was what
Ralphie.
you got. You
You're
know what I mean? It's-
Indoctrinated.
Right. Yeah. So went out rabbit hunting. It's just
that was one of the questions that I forgot on the
Questionnaire.
questionnaire. Yeah, was how'd you get into it? So I guess you just got into it through.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around. I had no interest in it, though. Honestly, the way I got into it now was my middle child wanted to take hunter safety, so I took it with her. She didn't want to do it
Nice.
alone. I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it with her. And I liked it. It was fun. We got all the way through the end of it. We tried to take her out to shoot her first gun, and she just cried the whole fucking time. So it was like she had zero interest in it. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, screw it, I'll do it. And originally I was like, oh, I'll just hunt rifle. And then he was like, let's go buy a crossbow. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. He's like, no, you need a fucking crossbow. And then, oh,
You're
you need a
getting a
muzzle
crossbow.
loader. Oh, you need a rifle. You know what I mean? So it was just from there. So this is my 4th season. And now I'm obsessed. Like
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
and I never thought I would be that way. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. You know, it's something for him and I to do together. And oh no, now I'm obsessed. I mean, I'll go with if he doesn't go. I
Yeah,
mean, you know what I mean? It's
That's
and,
awesome.
and we don't normally hunt together. We've done it just the one time, and he goes his way, I go my way. We've gone to different properties. I'm like, you want to go there? Fuck you, I'm going over here. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just now I feel like I have more of an understanding too. Is the first couple years I was scared. You know what I mean? I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, that first buck that I killed, I'm literally like, it walked up to me, but then it left. And he's like, calm down, it'll fucking come back. And it did, and it circled back, and I'm like, I think he's okay. And he's like, it's bigger than you think it is. Like, and he was a nice 8. I mean, you know.
That was your first deer.
first
wasn't it?
kill, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a mountable 8. I mean, he's nice
So
deer.
You got spoiled.
It's like chasing the purple unicorn.
Yeah.
It fucks you up, though, in the fact that in my head, I'm thinking, well, shit, this is what it's going to be like all the time. No, not even close.
No.
I mean, you know, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this deer's going to walk 20 yards, easy shot. You know what I mean? I jacked that shot up, but I shot him through the neck. I was so nervous. I mean, I could hear my heartbeat in my, you know what I mean,
yeah.
in your ears. It's just that those nerves and just, but now it's life. That's all
Yeah.
we do. I mean, it's.
Has it gotten any easier? Like, is it still just as intense when you shoot them as it used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's especially with a buck, and I know like Kevin had said he gets just as excited for a doe. I don't.
No.
I mean, I love shooting a doe all day, but that high adrenaline, a buck
Yeah.
will do that to me all day.
I'm with you. I still
mean,
get
it's-
pumped for does.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's exciting, but it's not the same level.
You get that those antlers coming through the woods, and it's just I get stupid. Like
I do too.
I just fuck up. I'm like, yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know what to do with my
myself.
hands.
Like, calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
it's
I feel like I'm a sociopath when I shoot a doe and I'm like, oh, that was cool.
right. Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Let's
Yeah.
take it home. Like, yeah.
I can't imagine ever being like that on bucks. Like even does, like I said, I still get amped up, but it's
Oh,
it's
yeah,
mainly after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like during, I still do a little, and it varies. Like if I feel like for me, if a deer just comes in and I'm like, oh sweet, and I shoot
Yeah.
it, it doesn't hit me till after. But if
You're
it's like
watching it come in
It's that-
for
yeah.
hundreds of yards, like,
yeah,
Okay.
it's like the anticipation just builds, and you're just shaking like a fucking leaf.
yeah.
Like I feel like if I get a big buck in front of me, I want it to just appear. You know
right.
what I mean?
Not to have to watch it for 15, 20
Yeah,
minutes.
'cause
while
if I
it's
have to watch
slowly-
it, I'm fucked.
And I had that happen to me twice this year. Like, this year's just sucked. But I had one bow season, and my corn pile sits to the left of my stand. So I'm watching him, I can see him, and I'm like, why don't I have a fucking gun? But I could never get a shot on him, and he went towards the corn pile, and literally at the edge, he just stopped. And I'm ready. Like, safety's off, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, you motherfucker. So then I'm trying to bring the bow back around, which all hunting shit is built for 5'10" men, not 5'1" women. So everything's too high for me. Everything, it doesn't fit me. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to bring the bow up over, but if I rest my bow on that shooting rail, I'm shooting at the horizon.
Right.
I've got to
Gotcha.
get it tipped down.
you ought to bring a stool.
I literally Googled booster seats for adults, and I bought myself this booster seat. It's just like a foam pad that I took with me. It's still not enough, so after that time, I've just been flipping the shooting rail up and just freehanding it because I can't get enough angle over the edge. And of course, he's like, just fucking move it. And I'm like, you are 6'3". I am 5'1". It is not the same. Like, it's not the same for us.
Do you think gun manufacturers and bow manufacturers could do a better job for women as far as designing?
I think they've gotten better in the fact that, like, hunting clothes, there are definitely more options. But at the same time, with women's hunting clothes, I don't give a shit if it gives me a fucking shape. I don't need it to accentuate my hips and shit. I want it to be warm.
No one's going out there to look pretty.
No. So I actually buy kids. I buy a youth extra large because, one, they're usually $20 cheaper.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And I layer so much that I don't need anything that's, form-fitting. So I think they take advantage of the fact that girls are going to be like, oh, yeah, it's women's.
And I look cute out in the woods.
Right, I look cute, and this is fun. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm going to buy kids. It's cheaper, and it fits better. But I do think that it's very much targeted for men. I mean, like my safety harness, my torso is very short.
And that's safety.
Thing is way too fucking long for me. It is, and it's just, you know what I mean? I still use it every day. I'm not going to not use it, but... the industry is very much targeted for taller
And that's
men.
why I asked that question, because if you go into Cabela's, they have literally half the fucking store is women's hunting clothing. But you go to the crossbow section, you go to the bow section, you go to the rifle section. There's nothing really geared weapon-wise or hunting towards women.
It's not. And if they do gear something towards women, it's something stupid like, oh, let's put teal blue on this. Fuck that. I don't give a shit about that. You know what I mean? Like, make it so that it's usable for me. I don't give a shit if it's fucking pretty. I look like Ralphie from A Christmas Story out there. You know what I mean? I've got 15 layers on because I just want to be warm. So, but yeah, they just foo-foo it up and then they jack the fucking prices up too. So, yeah, I'll stick with the kids extra large.
That's something the hunting industry has to do better with, because we got to try to make it more accessible. You know what I mean? As a whole. So I don't know why. Like, I know Hoyt makes women's bows, like specifically made for women, and other manufacturers do too, I believe. I think Matthews does. But but you just don't see that a whole lot. I mean, a lot of companies don't at all.
No. And I get it. The majority of their customers are going to be men.
Yeah, but if you want to appeal to,
but there are a lot of women that hunt. I mean, it's
you
know what I mean. It's just, but you just make do with what's available.
So I'll guarantee you one thing. So when Hoyt reveals their new bow setup for 2022, I guarantee you will not see a woman's bow.
No.
In the mix.
But what they do is they make one that's just so fine tuning. Like they'll make like the Torex.
Dude, they made a 100% bow for women.
Did they?
Yeah, like I know they did last year.
Well, they don't market it enough.
They don't.
I seen the Hoyt ads with the chick, like. She's smoking hot. Yeah.
I did.
Of course she is.
She's never shot the fucking thing in her life.
She's like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
I didn't see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100%. I promise you. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. But I think the industry as a whole needs more of that. Needs to appeal a little bit more. That's like you ain't got them. So you make 10,000 Ventums, make 1,000 of this other bow. You know what I mean? If you don't sell more, you don't sell more. But at least make it accessible to women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because it makes it harder for you, like
it does,
like tree stands and stuff.
Tree stands kill me. I mean,
there's no tree stand made for a woman that I've ever even heard of.
Yeah, imagine a climber. Like, are you carrying a climber?
We're not saying women are weak and can't do it.
No, I'm not.
But
and I think I can carry a lot more than a lot of women, because if you live with him, you can't be a pussy. Like, you can't. I mean, it's him and I. We work together all the time, whether it's farming, whether it's hunting. I mean, he's expecting me to keep up with him, and I try my ass off. So but there's a lot of women that I don't think could carry a climber. You know what I mean? They're heavy.
And at the end of the day, we all come in different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So you should be able to cater to all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, there was a dude down in that I was hunting Blackwater with, and he was talking about how he loves the saddles because the climbers are just so big on him. He was like 5 foot nothing. Yeah. He was like, it's just impractical for me. So that's one good thing about those saddles is they're pretty much user friendly for anybody.
And I've manipulated.
And it goes. Go ahead, sorry.
I can't with him. God, Jesus Christ, I should have left.
Joe Biden. When'd you get here?
I've manipulated the tree stands in the fact that, like, I've taken the shooting rail off because it's angled, and I've flipped it over. So it's angled down. I've flipped it up and not used it at all. because it doesn't work for me. With a gun, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's because I'm reaching way further out. With a bow, it fucks me up every time.
Yeah.
It's just
That makes sense. And you
It's
don't want to
just
get
not.
lower, so.
No.
And here's a question for you, and maybe I know you're married to a welder, so maybe he can fab something up for you.
You're asking him to do something for me. You're funny.
He's like, oh, we ain't got time. I gotta put
No.
corn out.
He's like, no, I'm busy. I ain't got time to fuck
Yeah,
with
because
that.
you could. I'm
It's-
sure you could fab something up.
I'm
for
sure
that.
you could. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just.
That'd be that's an off-season thing for you.
It is, but the problem is,
Kevin's
I
like,
hunt
I'm
so
never
many-
letting you hunt my spot again.
Right? He doesn't let me hunt in his spots. Like I said, he takes the good spots. He gives me the garbage.
Yeah, but you run the cameras.
I
So
do.
he don't even know
I
what
do
he's
run the
hunting.
cameras, and there was a couple years that I was like hardcore. I had a freaking notebook. I would write down every stand, the date, the time, what was there, whether it was a foe, and, you know what I mean, the window. I mean, it was hardcore.
I'm that way as well. I'm super nerdy. I'll like pay attention to the wind direction, and I was doing it too, but it's just like I don't have the time. But
Yeah.
like paying attention to the wind direction and what I seen and what the deer were moving, like recording that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely. There's a lot you can pattern them though, and at first I was like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, okay, now I get it. You know what I mean? It's you get those every. You can kind of say this buck's been here every 3 days at this time, and you know what I mean. He comes in from this direction, and
Likes this wind.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
he definitely.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
Fuck
They,
yeah.
they move according to their environment and what it's doing and the weather and all that stuff.
All of it. It's such a huge modge podge of different shit that impacts them. You know, the weather, the wind, the moon. It's just
Pressure.
pressure, everything. It's
Yep.
They're just trying to stay alive.
they are. It's survival.
For millions of years, they have honed their skills at doing it too.
Yeah.
Which is why what John talked about on podcast a while ago is why cars they get smacked by cars because they haven't adapted to that yet. Like they don't have it's not in their DNA yet to be concerned about them. And the lights also make it. They're fucking
right, they
like can't
freeze.
see shit because
Well, I mean, lights too.
they're blinding,
I mean,
yeah.
they haven't been indoctrinated with lights yet.
no because their eyes are so sensitive to light that you can't. As soon as they see that, they can't even move. It's like they see nothing and they get smacked by a car.
I'm sure in a couple hundred more years, when they see a light, they'll just run.
Right.
Yeah,
They'll get
yeah.
used to
I
it,
wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised, especially if Kevin keeps spotlighting. I'm like, you did
He's just teaching these fucking deer.
All right,
I'm
so
just
here-
kidding. He doesn't spotlight deer.
Okay. So here's another question I have for you. What is your biggest pet peeve about other hunters? And I'll go first because I'm petty as fuck. But I cannot stand when a chick is on their Facebook posing with her buck and she's got full makeup and her hair done. It
Yeah.
aggravates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you need to look like that? Like, I look like a 12-year-old boy when I go hunting. I've got no makeup on. My hair's just pulled back. You know what I mean? It's petty, but it annoys the shit out of me.
I feel the same way. Not necessarily about that exact thing, but a lot of times you see stuff on social media that is clearly just so doctored up. It's like, that's not fucking real.
No.
That's not real. And you see it a lot on hunting shows too. Like, that's not how this works. And
Yeah.
I don't know why people try to sell it like that. It's so irritating.
Yeah, like hunting shows, a lot of the time, like when they're videoing, like them pulling the bow back, that's not the moment
No.
that
No.
it actually happened.
No.
They're
No.
recreating that
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's really lame. I don't know. My biggest pet peeve,
Public land.
I mean, yeah, I'd have to say, but she's asked specifically for the other hunters do. I'd have to say just like people on public land that don't respect other people.
Right.
Like if I understand like that there's times that you can't I'm rushing, I'm trying to get to the woods, so you got to come in late. Fine. But don't hike all the way through the fucking property
Yeah.
Right.
when it's 2 hours before sundown. Like
Be respectful.
yeah, you can do. If you got to rush in, then all right, man. Maybe don't go ruin everybody else's hunt because you're late.
Right.
Like there's spots you can sit where it's lower impact. Yeah, you might not have a better chance of the deer, but at least don't fuck everybody else.
Right.
And there are sign-in sheets. You have visibility on who was in the woods and when
Yeah.
they went in.
At
so,
most places, Millington, they don't have a sign.
well, not in Millington,
Yeah,
but like,
some places don't.
well, like Rogues, for example. Like you can see
Yeah.
if there's guys in. Like, come on, show
Yeah.
some respect. It's not rocket science. You see a guy went in fucking 2 hours before you.
And you know where the guy is.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
You have a general idea on where and we're not. Yeah, you know where.
I'd say that, and I'm gonna have two. Like one is the carelessness for other people on public land, because I hunt a lot of public land. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm hunting public land a lot. Not as much as I hunt private, but I do hunt public a lot,
Right.
especially for Sika. It's exclusively public.
Right.
But and then number 2 would be just not being friendly towards one another. Like we're all trying to do the same
Yes.
thing. Like we can help each other.
Right.
Like,
It's not
why-
a competition. It's, you know what I mean?
Like you see people who like won't even talk to you about it, or like guys we hunt with, John and I, on a property that we share. Like nobody communicates. It's almost like they're just like, fuck you, I'm trying to kill your deer. It's like,
Right.
dude, we can all, if we all team up, we'd be more successful.
Yeah.
Or even just like on public land, like talk to each other in the parking lot. Hey man, where are you headed? I'm gonna head over here. Like communicate. Like that's all you got to
At
do.
the end of the day, everybody's trying to accomplish the same thing. You're
Yeah.
all trying to have a good hunt. It's trying to be enjoyable.
And feed our families.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah, I think it's just strange that everybody is against each other in the hunting industry.
or sharing, like, okay, well, what do you use for broadhead? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
any of those, oh, it's a secret. Get the fuck out of here. I mean,
Like your broadheads.
yeah.
It's like, all right, dude, I get it. If you got a, like I was saying earlier, if you got a public land spot, specifically like a specific area, and you don't want to tell people, sure, I get that.
yeah.
But like when it's your broadheads or something like that, or even like we run into people at Blackwater, or where we went the other day, and we were talking to these guys, and I showed them exactly where we went. I showed them my pin. I'm like, this is where we went. Like we didn't see anything, but there's a lot of sign in there. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, and I feel like a lot of people don't do that. Like they
Right.
won't tell you a damn thing.
Yeah. We were at Cabela's a couple weeks ago, and there was a guy there, and he was like, well, what broadheads do you use? And Kevin's like, full out, like, 20-minute conversation with this dude. I mean, by the end of it, he's like, look at my walk-in cooler. And,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
because that's Kevin. But it's like, it's not a secret. Help other hunters. And a lot of times, they're new hunters. And you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I still, after 4 seasons, kind of consider myself a new hunter because I don't have the years and the knowledge and the time.
Sure.
But why does it need to be a secret?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% because I'm relatively new myself. I think this is my 7th or 8th year really hunting, and I feel like there's still so much that I don't.
Right.
I'd love to just talk to people, especially like Sika, because to that I am a brand new
Right.
hunter, and I have this yearning for knowledge.
Yeah.
And I just wish people would be a little more open with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, going to like private land with my dad. We would walk around to every truck in the morning, and we would, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You know, just to
Just
make sure
communicate.
we're not intruding, or someone's not intruding on us. I don't know why people don't do that.
Yeah. I think you think it's went away with time. Like people have become less likely to do that. It's like back in the day, like when you were a kid, they were a lot more open to it.
I think so. I mean, I feel like as time has gone on, people just want to shoot the big buck, and they think they got
Antisocial,
they
yeah.
got the big buck on their part of the private land or public land, and they don't want to divulge that information.
Oh, it's funny. I walked out tonight and had a conversation with a guy. I told you the guy was waiting for me outside the woods. I guess he saw my spot lamp coming through tonight, and I had a great conversation with that. It's me. I've been grinding public the past 2 years now, archery, and
No luck.
well, I will say your assholes are few and far between. I've run across a lot of good guys, but there are still
Yeah.
assholes. Like that guy waited. He saw my lamp coming through and was like just jonesing for me to come out and like talk.
Yeah.
And we walked all the way back to our trucks together. And it's just like, I don't know.
That's good. I mean,
It's-
you'll get more of
Or
those people.
Well, like the
in
guy that
end.
helped me fucking find that gut shot
Yeah.
deer.
That's. I think there's more
Good than
people
bad,
that are,
but there are bad.
But there are bad. Yeah. I don't think all hunters are like that by no means. I think it's a smaller percentage, like probably 80-20.
Yeah.
But there is that like 20% that's just like, dude, like get over yourself, man.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on.
Like you're not gonna get on a TV show.
No.
And I feel,
And
but
they're also the ones that I feel like are on social media, like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck all the crossbow hunters
Yeah.
and
Well,
or
yeah.
the Orange Army, and you know what I mean. There's so much like, shut the fuck up.
But
like at the end of the day, everybody's just trying to enjoy their hobby.
Trying to do the
It's-
same. We're all trying to do the
Yeah.
same thing.
But like tonight, and you feel like guys that like have no option but to hunt public land, you almost feel like it's a grind on public, especially this time of year. Like the guy I walked up with tonight, you could just feel like we were feeling the same shit. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, did you see
sucks.
anything? Did you see
Right.
anything? And it's like,
Did you see anything?
no, not tonight.
Oh.
So that property, they're letting guys park at Chesapeake Isles now, and the guys are writing it on the sign-in sheet, have permission from DNR
What?
on the fucking sheet.
Wow.
I didn't know that was a thing. It wasn't a thing last year. The guys are writing parked at Chesapeake Isles
What do you mean parked at Chesapeake?
They're parking at the
And walking through
neighborhood
somebody's yard.
and walk. I don't know where. I don't know where
you
they're
have
walking.
to walk through a yard.
I don't know where they're walking
They
through.
probably have permission to
But
walk
they're
through
writing
the
on
yard.
the sheet permission from DNR to walk through Chesapeake Isle. So that's actually good for that property. So where they pin themselves down from human pressure, those guys are going to be bumping them right back to fucking
Yeah, the other side.
the money side.
Yeah,
So that's actually, I like
that's
that.
interesting.
But yeah, salt and the signing sheet. Last week I sat there, I saw that on the sheet. It's probably one or two guys. I didn't look at the names, and then I saw it tonight on the sheet. I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
That's weird.
Because that property, when you pressure them, that's where they go.
Yeah,
They go to the neighborhood.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. That's
it's
where
flower bed.
Yep.
when opening day they were coming from there anyway.
Yeah, but it's I thought that was interesting to see on the sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got one more week of hunting left for a rifle.
Till
It
the
ends
11th.
Saturday's
yeah,
the last
November
day, right?
11th yeah, it should be Saturday. That's the last
so-
day.
And I don't think you can hunt rifle tomorrow.
I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the 11th is the last day for.
I really would love to get a buck with during rifle,
I would love to get a buck in general.
because that's
I'm
pretty
with
much
you.
our only chance to get 3 is now,
Yeah.
or you got 2 days in January.
Well, I'd love to burn up my bonus tag that I paid for. with
See,
my bow.
I did not
Yeah.
buy a bonus tag this year because I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it if I need it. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna need
Oh,
it.
yeah,
so
me either.
You know what I mean? I bought one the last 3 years, and I'm like, fuck that.
No, I
Now I
didn't buy
bought one
mine
for
at the beginning of the year
Kevin
either.
I haven't. This is the first year I've bought one in 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
I think.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, I shot my 8-pointer and then right away I bought my bonus tag.
Yeah.
Just
Me
in
too.
Case.
Yeah, because you're gonna need it. You know what I mean? You have the opportunity to need it. I was
Yeah,
like, yeah.
you
I'm
hope
not
you
gonna-
need it.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought there. Yeah.
All those years of illicit drug use.
I don't know. I hope I get to need it. Oh, that's what I was getting at. It's so easy to buy it because we have a phone app here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes like
Yeah.
2 seconds to buy
Yeah,
it.
just
It's-
go on and
it's
buy
simple.
it. It's so
Yeah.
simple. PA's still like a mail-in system. Yeah. What a pain in the
They
ass.
have all those Amish people up there.
Yeah, it's freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
how much people are on their fucking DNR up there?
All right, so here's my next question because we had an interesting event today. Was what is the weirdest thing you've seen with a deer? Tonight we gutted a deer that was a hermaphrodite.
Whoa, what?
It had
No.
balls and it had tits.
Holy.
Yes.
Wow.
I took a picture of it because that's how I am.
Well, that tells me that property hasn't been hunted in a while.
Yikes.
Bloodlines and shit are probably all fucked up, like Area 51.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, that's a good point, Runsky. That's a really good observation. Odds are that property hasn't been hunted or heavily pressured in a long time because
Inbred.
it's causing
Kevin's been over
inbreeding.
there.
Yeah.
That's where Compton is. So yeah.
Oh.
No, it's not. I have trail camera pictures of that.
Yeah, that was my weirdo that's got the 5 on the one side and the 1 single on the other.
okay.
And one of the guys he works with killed it tonight. And it's a shame because one of those was busted off. But I sent him all the pictures I had of him.
So he lost one of his tines, and they were nice tines.
Tall.
Yeah,
They were nice.
it was a
but
sweet looking buck.
Yeah.
They're just like any other creature, though, or a
You
mammal.
get enough inbreeding too.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
get enough
they're- You know what I
overlapping
mean? You're gonna get
and weird.
genetic
You're gonna get weird stuff.
I haven't seen
weirdos.
anything abnormal in all my years.
We
No.
had
I'm trying
one,
to think back. I can't think of anything crazy.
Yeah, we had one on camera that had just a huge mass on the side of her face.
Forgot
what I
about
mean? It
that.
was huge. It was
Remember
like
that?
a softball. Like
Yeah.
it's just, but she seemed to be eating fine. She
But-
just
I feel that you guys may not have killed anything weird, but you guys are always sending me pictures of weird shit.
Well, that
Like
doe.
snapping me weird shit. You
Yeah.
and John both are always like, "What's up with that?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know what the fuck's up with that."
I snap you some weird shit.
Well, Seth was there to help me drag a doe last January that had softballs on both sides of her face.
Looked like
On
a
her-
chipmunk.
Yeah, it was.
that's how this was. It was just a single side though.
It was on
just-
both sides.
And someone-
she was eating.
We don't
fine.
know what it was.
And someone who had a was it you that sent me one with a gimpy leg or like a small leg,
No,
or was that me last year?
that could have been me. I've killed so many deer, dude.
I think it was me last year. Remember, I snapped you a picture last year of the one I had, and it had like a small leg. I'll take one too. Just make it around.
Line them up, sister.
But yeah, you see a lot of stuff on your trail cams, but it's
Right. I've
yeah,
seen. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think
Weird
that
ones
was
on
you.
trail cams.
Yeah.
yeah, it had a weird leg.
But to see it in person, I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
Well, he just smoked a fucking nice buck with a fucking fucked up schnozola.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I love that deer.
That deer is cool. It is very cool.
Did you tell the listeners about the
It
Euro?
just goes from my living room to my bedroom all the time.
You're moving it around? Does it have a lamp underneath it in every room?
That's not why I'm moving it. You're not following me.
Did you?
I got
Did
you.
you talk about the Euro?
Yeah, he did.
you talk about the Euro?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it on the next
Yeah,
one.
show
do.
that
We'll
off.
hang him up right there.
Yeah, I'll definitely bring them on.
We picked Kevin's up today and dropped off his other one, and it had, what was it, a Roman nose? So the big humped nose.
Old
It was-
deer then. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a Roman nose somewhere else on my body. I'm not going to tell where. It's below the belt.
All right, so since we're going there with Brandy, I was gonna save this one for next week, but it's just so damn funny. I gotta ask.
Let it
Okay.
rip.
Brandy don't give a shit.
No, I don't care.
All right, so this is a would you either, and it's kind of like I got the idea for this question from the Answer the Internet from like Barstool.
Oh, yeah.
it's got that esque to it.
Okay.
But this is all me. I thought this
Fire
about
away.
myself. Would you? All right, you have a choice here.
Okay.
You can shit after every shower, but you get unlimited arrow supply, or you get the hiccups every time you get a blowjob, but you get a free flagship bow every year.
Run that again. Say it one more
All
time.
right.
Slow it
So-
for the slower.
So, would you either? Here, you have an option.
Uh-huh.
You have to shit right after you get a shower every time, but you get unlimited arrows for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Well, this is easier. Me, I don't use arrows.
Or you get the hiccups every time you get a blowjob, but you get a free flagship bow every year.
Second one.
This is
The
a
second
no-brainer.
one.
Yeah, come on. Hey, I don't.
Fuck arrows.
Hey, I use like 2 arrows a year, though.
I reuse them
Dude,
bitches.
could you imagine every time you get a BJ, you're
Who cares?
Hey, whatever. I don't get those either, so I'm in business.
So you're fine.
I'm shitting in high cotton on this one, though. Give me the second one. I don't get
Sam,
blowjobs.
please, just one time.
I'm at a truck stop, banging on truckers' doors. You want to blow me, dude?
You got that code of the road.
Yeah, give me the code of the road.
Dude, a flagship bow every year.
Come
I
on.
guess, all right.
Any choice?
I thought this up on the fly.
No, it's good. It's good.
I guess financially, it definitely adds up to just get the bow, depending on how many arrows you lose.
Well,
I bet you I spend hundreds of dollars a year on arrows.
Oh,
Between
yeah.
broadheads,
oh, we do.
lighted nocks, and shafts, like, dude, it's got to be kind of close.
I've spent at least $300 this year on arrows,
Shit.
broadheads.
The $300 on arrows or on bolts in our house is like a fucking month.
Yeah.
Bolts and arrows are different.
Yeah, they are.
You should
They
open
are.
this up, that question up to the listeners, too. You may have that guy that's like, dude, I'm never fucking changing this goddamn bow. This is the money bow for me.
Yeah.
It's the fucking perfect setup.
And there's a lot
Fuck
of guys.
you.
There's a lot of guys
I
like
love
that.
the
Yeah.
Helix. I love my Helix.
Like, oh, dude, there's nothing worse. And I'll tell you how I thought of this. I got out of the shower the other day, and I immediately had to shit. And I was like, this is torture.
Oh,
I
God.
fucking hate that.
Yeah, isn't there a Larry the Cable Guy joke about that? It's like wiping before you poop or something like that. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
Don't make sense.
It sucks. It's like, fuck, man. I
That
just
hot
gotta
water hits you.
re-shower.
That hot
I'm just
water
gonna
hits you.
shower again.
Just, especially with the bowel movements you have.
Yeah.
All right. How about this? Shooter pass a bidet.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I would
shoot.
love one.
Yeah, I think they're sweet.
I'm intrigued.
I think we did that before.
Did we?
But
Been so long.
I hooked one up. I hooked one up for my mom. My mom's got one at her house.
Where's your mom's address?
Piped that thing. I'll send you.
I'd be
Did-
like,
Did you punch your munchkin while the water was shooting?
Oh, Kevin just asked if you
God.
could crank one out while you're sitting on the
I
bidet.
don't see why
I
not.
don't see why not.
Holy shit,
That would be refreshing.
that would be amazing.
I'd rather just have John hold a garden hose up to my ass while I crank one out. Fuck the bidet. I'm in his front lawn. He's got a garden hose hovering over my ass.
Put that thing on jet.
What a scene.
Icky.
Yuck.
Did you guys see PETA's ad for an online store and they make leather out of human skin?
I seen that.
Shut up. No, I did
shit
not.
see
see
So,
that.
hold on.
Seriously? Wait. Okay,
PETA put up
wait.
this, like, I think it was just a, I don't think it's real.
No, it's not.
It's like a-
It's a movement and whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck
they're
they
they're
do.
trying to make
Yeah.
a point.
But how
Yeah.
sick is that?
It's
How
fucking
sick is
sick,
that?
dude.
Bring
That
my
jacket
calf.
is
That's
dope.
a whole new level.
Oh, you guys mean? Yeah, no.
mean bad.
It's
Who was
bad.
it? Buffalo Bob, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Ed Gain or
yeah,
whatever.
you got
Ed
Buffalo
Gain.
Bill
Yeah.
stamping out fucking human jackets. Get a grip.
God, they're so fucking
Like even
out
if that's
there.
It's so extreme.
so
Like,
extreme.
I get, you know what I mean. I get the animal rights and all that bullshit.
I get it.
Animals
the
eat
same-
animals.
I don't get
They
it.
do. It's the cycle of life. I mean, it's
For fuck's sake.
but and that's the reason you can kill so many deer in Maryland because there's too fucking many deer. You know what I mean? There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's not just let's eradicate the population. They're gonna base it off of the number of deer in the state, and it's a cycle.
There's a
There's
it's
a reason.
biological reasoning,
Right.
scientific reasoning
Yeah.
why we need to hunt deer. Yeah. And Ted Nugent said it best, and it was on. Did you guys listen to that podcast with him?
Yes, I did.
That was an awesome podcast.
The newest one?
Yeah, it was
I
fantastic.
didn't listen yet.
But I knew Ted had said that years back.
What?
About vegans.
Yeah.
If you watch Yellowstone, the show,
Yeah, that was awesome.
John Dutton was talking to a vegan chick, and he was like, "Do you understand that a plow to plow your soybean and this stuff is killing every ground nesting bird, every mole, every snake,
Snakes,
all
snails,
of them have to
everything.
die so you can eat those vegetables." But for a hunter, I have one animal that I shoot that has to die. You know
Kill
what I mean?
one animal per arrow.
And it is an ethical death, not being ground up by a disc.
What did he
So
say? How
he's-
cute does the animal have to be for it to matter?
Exactly.
Which is
yeah.
is a great point.
But it was a Ted Nugent line essentially, because Ted said something just like that on Joe Rogan
Yeah,
on his
4
last
years ago.
podcast.
Yeah.
Because you've brought it up before. I think you've even probably mentioned it on here.
Quoted. I think you quoted it like
Yeah, verbatim.
word for word.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting how it's on Yellowstone now too.
Yeah, I mean, vegans, they just don't get it.
No.
They don't fucking get it. They think they're doing a favor to animals when they're not at all. Like vegan, the vegan, they kill everything to eat their fucking sorghum or whatever the hell they eat.
The only way you could do that ethically is, and I'm not by no means against farming. I don't mean that. It's a necessary thing that we need. I mean, we need farms.
We have so many people to fucking feed.
Yeah,
And again,
there's-
it's all the cycle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You've got to.
to say that you can live on this planet without killing something is impossible.
Everyone has blood on their hands.
On everybody, yeah, you can't do it. And the way I choose to get my meat and the way you choose to eat your fucking vegetables, that's your choice.
Right.
And I don't fucking hate you for you doing your thing.
No.
Don't fucking bust my balls for me doing mine.
But it's so funny how it's this country. I mean, you
Yes.
go to anything that moves that has a pulse is food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't.
It
It
is
doesn't
food.
matter.
Because
Like
it's survival. That's
drop
all they're worried about. is
drop
survival.
yourself in rural Brazil in the middle of a jungle and fucking and you haven't eaten in fucking 4 weeks
Yeah.
and they're looking at cats. They're looking at fucking mice. They're looking at fucking this it's just we're a spoiled fucking country.
Yeah,
It's
we,
too
It's
easy to
convenient.
live.
It's we are so convenient.
we live in a country where the poor people are fat.
But dude, I watched that episode with Ranella. Fucking I can't remember where the fuck he was. The coke they were doing Colombia, I think it was. They were in the coca leaves. They were dipping the coca leaves.
Hell
They were
yeah.
killing monkeys, fucking lemurs. And he was like, and even he as a hunter was like, stepped back and was like, whoa, fuck. Like I don't even. But they're like, dude,
They
It's
kill
food.
everything.
That's
They're
dinner,
just
bro.
Trying to survive. Yeah.
and he had fucking roasted monkey. It's like we just haven't.
I don't know if I'd be into that.
No, I don't.
But
think
see,
I-
you wouldn't be
that's a
into
bit
it.
close to home.
But when you don't see something for fucking a
But
month,
if that's your
And
if
there's
your only way to
something-
survive,
you
you're
do
gonna
it.
Do what you have to do.
Mexico.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fucking killing everything. The Aztecs fucking would breed fucking chihuahuas. I did research on that
Piper.
for food. It's like it's
Really?
yeah,
So they would do it intentionally to eat. 'em.
intentionally to eat.
Wow.
But it's like
I wonder if different dog breeds taste different. Like there's a
Probably.
you want to find out?
Chihuahua.
John's got 8. We could fucking knock 8 off the list
I'll
right
shoot
now.
all
Well, I
yeah.
mean,
Touch my
I would
dogs.
say yes because a mule deer versus a whitetail, they taste
yeah.
different.
And in Asia,
Do they
man,
really?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, mule deer are notoriously sagey. Like,
They're sage, but that's what they eat.
yeah.
I mean, it's just sage. It's gamey.
I don't know.
It's
We're just
I think you can tell the difference between one deer and another depending on where you shot it.
Mm-hmm.
If you shoot a deer over at Elk Neck that's right outside the dump, you don't think that deer's gonna taste different?
He's eating dump grass.
Well, I mean, it's
got
what they're
dump
living
fever.
off of.
Yeah.
If they're corn fed, and you know, they're gonna taste it.
we're
gonna-
just
it's
and-
gonna be.
Black bears that eat a lot of berries, they said some of the meat sometimes is blue.
well.
I mean, it's
I would
nasty.
I would love to see
They're
Pete.
crazy, bear.
nasty. Ugh.
It depends on the bear.
No.
It definitely does.
Every bear I had tastes like
It's
shit.
nasty. It's so just gristly.
Bristly,
Ugh,
greasy
now,
shit.
an
The
elk
fat is
steak,
what's so great about it, though.
It
You can
is.
do so much.
You
with
can
bear
do a lot
fat.
with
Yeah,
fat.
they say
But an elk steak, I'd stab somebody.
yeah,
for an
well they
elk
say
steak.
bear when they
They
forage
say,
on
they say sick is better.
Really? I'm intrigued.
yeah, bear when they forage on like berries and when they're in that point of their cycle, it's good
Yeah.
meat.
Tastes better.
I've only had
makes
bear
sense.
once at
That makes
a
sense.
at a wild game feast, and it was good.
I hated it.
Blech.
I think anything's good if you fucking slow cook that motherfucker in a crock pot. I don't fucking think. You
You're-
fucking
you're
throw,
goddamn right.
Yeah, you
It
throw
is.
black bear in a crock pot seasoning, it's gonna taste
Yeah.
fucking delicious.
You can-
I don't give a fuck where.
You can eat anything if you cook it right.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You just gotta know how to cook. It's like catfish.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like
catfish is great.
well, no,
Yeah. Cook
Let
it
me
wrong.
tell you,
Cook it wrong.
tastes
it
like
might not
mud.
be.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and it depends on what kind of cat. That's another breed. A blue cat and
Channel cat.
channel cat taste very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But I would love to see PETA's studies on vegans across or around the world. How many like the percentage breakdown in each country? I think you'd be.
There's probably
Your jaw
hardly
would hit the floor.
any in
It's
other
so easy to
countries.
go to. It's so easy to go to Trader Joe's and buy a tofu. Yeah, who has that luxury? Only us.
Get fucked. Yeah.
Only America.
That's like there's one of those answer the internet questions. If you could get rid of one group of people on Earth, who would it be? And I was like, Amish or vegan? I don't know.
Vegan.
Listen, no, the Amish process some deer though.
I know.
I'll
Yeah,
get rid of
vegan.
the vegan
We-
because the Amish I need that deer meat
Yeah.
process.
We joke around about them. They're good
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
We just like.
Do
You know,
we
They
joke
ju-
about it?
They smell like
Is it
death
a
and blow up
joke?
your hunting spots.
Is it a joke?
Oh, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah.
We hit just over an hour. Brandy, you got any closing?
No, thank you for having me. I was super excited.
This was great.
About this.
Yeah,
I was.
thank you.
I
You
appreciate
were
it.
fantastic. We
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
We're never gonna have Kevin on again.
No.
Yeah, we'll just have you on. Yeah.
Just you.
Just sit in the
Yeah,
background.
you're better looking. It's yeah.
Kevin's fucking half drunk, fucking wearing sombreros
Wearing
over there.
kids' hats.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you next week. Kill some deer.
Bye-bye.